Grace and peace. This is Renee Teague, the pastor of Enon United Methodist Church in Studley, Virginia. And it's not such a pretty day here in Virginia. Today it's kind of cloudy and ooky, and they said it was going to be 80, but I don't see how it can possibly get there. I got up this morning with thoughts of why is it that I have to live in a time such as this? I'm sure some of you have thought those things as well. And I came in here and I opened the Bible and my devotional from the Upper Room Disciplines, Book of Disciplines. And it was excellent reading today coming out of Hebrews. And it's that passage you're familiar with, you know, where it says, run your race to win. Maybe we're running a race and we've come to that part in the race that's more difficult to keep going. And then our Philippians passage today is chapter 2, beginning with verse 12. Therefore, my dear friends, as you have always obeyed, not only in my presence, but now much more in my absence, continue to work out your salvation with fear and trembling, for it is God who works in you to will and to act in order to fulfill his good purpose. It is God who works in you to fulfill God's good purpose. Though God didn't make COVID-19 and a pandemic, it is God who works now in our steps and our lives to fulfill God's good purpose. Well, how are we going to know that purpose if we don't continue to work out in fear and trembling our salvation? If we don't continue to read and to study and then attempting to live as Jesus would have lived? What would Jesus be doing in a time such as this? Praying, staying home to protect others, finding a place where he could serve others. I mean, hopefully he'd take his gift of healing and heal the world, but I don't think you or I, either one, can do that. But we can offer healing words, can't we? We can make phone calls. We can take the time that is needed to heal our own hearts. It's okay to be sad and to struggle and to grieve what is lost, to grieve the disruption, to grieve the loneliness. But then in the grief and the loneliness, we have to look very closely, and we will find that in there's something that we're called to be and to do, to be God's purposes for love in the world. And maybe it's as simple as folding your hands and praying as best you can. Maybe it's as simple as being kind and good to yourself. You, after all, are a beloved child of God. If you need to rest, rest. If you need to sing a happy song and dance, then sing a happy song and dance. Do the things that nurture your soul so that you're here to nurture others. I've been privileged to be part of a 2-year spiritual formation academy, Camp Sumatanga, camp number 41, academy number 41. And it's just been a wonderful 7 weeks so far over the last 2 years. And our 8th week was supposed to be next week, and it has been postponed until October. And I feel much sadness that has been postponed, but the gifts and the beauty that the walk have given me, or the academy, I don't know why I keep calling it a walk, that the academy have given me are pretty amazing. Oh, I know why. Because I'm going to share with you a song that we have learned there, and I want you to know that it comes out of the African American or the Black church, the spiritual pentatonic scale, I believe is what Don Salyers has taught me. And the spiritual is Guide My Feet. I've gone to a little bit of trouble to find a choir, a men's choir that sings it, I think, as maybe it was supposed to be. And so I'm going to play that on my Mac for our sing-along, and you sing along with these men. And then I will stop them because they sang for 8 minutes and we don't want to do that. But I will stop them and we will close with prayer. Guide my feet, Lord. Quite an organ player, don't you think? You can sing. Hold my hand while I run this race. God, hold my hand. Join me in prayer. Gracious God, we thank you for all the voices of your children. We thank you for the voice that you have given each of us. And we thank you for the place that we find ourselves in following you. And we ask that you guide us this day, that we might follow you truly and with all our hearts. Amen.